So this judgment comes from the Work Relations Commission regarding discrimination against a social housing applicant, and it's dated, this judgment, the 25th of 11/2025, not that long ago. And it says in its judgment, a landlord must pay 20,000 in compensation after he threatened to evict his tenant for requesting acceptance of a housing assistance payment to cover the rent. Now, the Work Relations Commission determined that the landlord, Mohammed Naheem Aslam, violated the Equal Status Act 2000 by discriminating against the plaintiff for refusing to accept a HAP payment and by victimising him. Regarding this matter, for those unfamiliar, HAP refers to a housing assistance payment in Ireland. That's what HAP means, housing assistance payment, and it's issued sometimes by the Department of Social Protection. Now, back to the case. The WRC dismissed the plaintiff's assertion that his landlord had also harassed him, so they didn't take any heed of that, and they didn't find any evidence that he was harassed. But they did find that the landlord failed to attend, and the WRC meeting regarding the case took place in his absence in August 2025, even though they were notified about the hearing. The landlord was, and the plaintiff then testified that he requested Mr. Aslam to complete a form from the HAP in December 2023, but Mr. Aslam declined. He informed the WRC that he chose not to address the issue at the time because he felt vulnerable as a tenant. Now, on October the 1st, 2024, the plaintiff reached out to his landlord again, once more to request the signing of the HAP form, as he was said to have surgery the following week, and this is quoted in the WRC judgment, and he said he would not be able to generate any income to cover his rent personally. At the time, he was paying $2,100 each month for a 2-bedroom apartment, which was initially $500, went up to this price, $2,100. Even though the tenant qualified for the HAP, he stated that Mr. Aslam responded by refusing to accept the payment and warned him. So the plaintiff stated that he had informed the landlord it was both discriminatory and illegal to deny a HAP. So house assistance payment, it's illegal. And on October the 6th, 2024, he reported receiving a threatening message stating that his tenancy would be terminated and that he and his family would be removed from the property after he had requested the landlord to accept the HAP payment. Now, upon receiving the complaint to the WRC, the plaintiff stated that the landlord responded by saying his solicitor would handle the issue. Now, he once more reminded Mr. Aslam, the landlord, that threatening a family with the possibility of homelessness solely due to a valid request to sign a housing assistance payment form is illegal, which is correct. And the plaintiff informed the WRC that he received a 28-day notice to leave the apartment by the landlord, despite being legally entitled to a 152-day notice period, which is required in law. So he stated that the landlord responded by saying he was skilled at this kind of situation. The landlord stated his knowledge of the law and understood how to handle such tenants when he learned about the longer notice period. So the plaintiff then reported that he later received a WhatsApp message from the landlord indicating that he required the apartment for his own use. So the landlord changed positions to why he wanted him out. And the WRC learned that Mr. Aslam faced challenges in supplying a postal address for correspondence. Now, the plaintiff stated that he and his wife felt endangered by the landlord's actions. He also informed the Work Relations Commission that he had to go back to work before he was fully recovered from his surgery, which led to him developing an infection due to his landlord's refusal to accept the housing assistance payment. Now, the plaintiff then stated that he was still under eviction notice, and the adjudication officer, Louise Boyle, for the WRC, stated that the landlord's decision, this is the important judgment, to arrange an inspection of the apartment was obviously an unusual reaction to tenants' complaint. Ms. Boyle also stated that the plaintiff provided a credible account, so she believed the plaintiff's evidence, which was backed by correspondence with the landlord. She instructed Mr. Aslim to compensate his tenant with €12,000 for discriminating against him due to his refusal to accept HAP payment. Now there's a lesson for you. But further, the WRC granted the plaintiff an additional $8,000 for related victimisation by the landlord. So aggravated damages, I suppose, we know in tort or claims law, as laypersons know. So one could contend that this represents a crucial ruling by the Workplace Commission regarding discrimination against individuals seeking housing who are denied due to their reliance on housing assistance payments. Now, that's all I have. So an important judgment there for you. So do subscribe for free to access more educational videos in the complex field of law. I do try to make it interesting. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes not. Take care.